Today, I'm going to talk about the elephant in the room, the millions of homeowners that are not making their mortgage payment, and what's the impact of this moving forward. Yes, forbearance has been extended over and over, but the rules have changed a little bit, and we are coming to an end at some point. My name is Troy Funk, and I'm a licensed real estate broker in the state of Florida, broker owner of Realty One Group Skyline on the central west coast of Florida. Now, today we're going to interview Arno Isaian, who specializes in short sales for the entire state of Florida. So if you are a buyer looking for an opportunity, or if you're a seller facing foreclosure, this is going to be helpful information to you. And with that, let's meet Arno Isaian. Pleasure of having you with us today. And tell me a little bit, I know you're a short sale expert. You've helped people that normally are in distress. Can you elaborate on that situation?
Yes, absolutely. I mean, there's all sorts of reasons why this happens. I mean, it could happen to anybody. Loss of job, medical situations, and it does happen to a lot of people. But when it does happen, some people don't actually know that they have options where they do. I mean, they figured that, okay, since I'm already 10,000 or 15,000 behind on my payments, what can I do? In that situation, honestly, the best thing to do is contact someone who's an expert in this situation, which is someone who can handle the banks, who has the team to handle the banks and everything. And that's where we come in. We take over for them, and they kind of feel relieved after, we take over. They just signed the listing agreement and everything, and that's it. Whenever an offer comes in, we take it to them, we have them sign it, or we docu-sign the documents to them. But yeah, I have short sales that right now I have in St. Augustine. The clients don't even live in the state of Florida. Okay, they left the house there for about a year and a half. Okay, it's a beautiful big house, and it's right near the water. It's very, very nice house, big land, and they left the state and they fell back on the payments, and yeah, now it was in foreclosure. I mean, we stopped the foreclosure literally 3 days before it happened.
Wow, that's amazing. So
yeah.
In 3 days, they would have lost the house?
In 3 days, the house would have been on auction, gone. There was a foreclosure sale date, and the auction was happening. But we stopped it. We stopped it through the trustee and everything. We said the house is going on the market, don't do that, and the bank backed off.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
So what's going to be the outcome of that situation? What does that look like?
In that type of situation, you just put the house on the market. You get a buyer. I mean, the house was abandoned about a year. So they had squatters come in and, break some stuff. I mean, it is a distressed property. So obviously you have to market it at a lower rate than regular market.
Right.
So yeah, we did. We found a buyer, very interested buyer, and we accepted an offer, and yeah, now it's pending.
Fantastic.
So yeah, and the client is very, very happy that, they didn't lose the house. They didn't mess up their credit. That's the biggest thing, is that people who go through foreclosure have a very, very, very hard time getting another house.
Right.
Because even if you want to rent a house, they do a credit check. Once they do a credit check, they're like, oh, you have a foreclosure. Oh, I'm sorry, I can't rent you the house.
Right.
So yeah, that's one of the biggest things that I think that helps people a lot, is when they do a short sale instead of letting the house go to foreclosure.
That's amazing. So it's really a recovery situation.
It is. It does not recover you fully, but it's a lot better than foreclosures.
I think the analogy you just said is just, if you were losing your home to foreclosure and you do nothing, it might be hard to find even a rental at that point. That's a good point.
That's one of the major things of going through a foreclosure is that okay, fine, they foreclosed on the house. Now where am I going to live? Mm-hmm. That's the biggest concern, and people have families and this and that. And when you go through a short sale situation, you have the time, because short sales, there's nothing short about a short sale. Okay, the timing takes a long time. It takes like minimum 3 months of back and forth with the bank, finding a buyer, this, that. During that time that we're doing that, you can start, saving up some money, looking for a new place and this and that. We give you the time. You still live there until the short sale is complete.
Right.
So you're still living in your house, but you're not paying any payments. Okay.
And you're able to financially recover in a better way.
You will jump back in a much better situation with a short sale than you will with a foreclosure.
That's good. Is there any cases where homeowners financially make any incentive, receive anything?
There is, absolutely, there is. We usually do it either through the bank, which is, we ask for an incentive. And if the bank doesn't agree, then we do like a small personal property agreement, through the sale. And most people who buy short sale properties understand that, that these people need a little bit of something to, to move on. So they understand that, and it happens a lot, all the time.
So the transition's easier because they're not forced out of their home at any.
Exactly, they're not forced out of the home, and the other thing is that the homeowner basically doesn't make any of the decisions anymore. It's the bank that makes the decisions.
What about a house that needs a lot of work?
Well, yeah, most short sales do need some work because the people kind of give up on it. And what we tell them, you do not touch anything in the house. This house is being sold as a distressed property as is. Okay, you don't have to change anything. You don't have to do anything. So that's kind of good for them because they don't do anything. They just live there until the short sale's complete, and then they can move out.
So they can walk away. They don't have to worry about repairs to sell.
Nothing. That's the thing about a short sale is that people understand that they are buying it under market value, so they do understand that the house is going to need some work.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's a good opportunity for a buyer then.
It's a great opportunity for buyers. Yes.
Now, Arno, you have short sales all over the state of Florida right now. Is that correct?
Oh yeah. I have pretty much all over the state. Yeah. I drive a lot.
You drive a lot.
Yeah.
That's good. So I mean, you obviously have experience having short sales all over Florida. So if you're in an area that it doesn't matter where you're at, it's like finding a right doctor or good surgeon.
Exactly. The one that makes house calls.
Yeah. That's gonna save my life.
Right? I come to you. Yeah. I mean, it's at the end of the day, I really like helping people and helping.
So you obviously there's a lot of sad stories out there, but you're kind of the liaison to help people through that process as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's huge. So they're not talking to a corporation. They're not talking.
No. When they contact me directly to me. Okay, and I take all my clients very personally. Okay, and so yeah, when they contact me, they're contacting me directly. They're dealing with me.
That's good, and because you have that experience.
Yeah.
You can help somebody.
Yeah, of course.
Through there. Now, just the idea that short sale, it's an expertise, right? I mean, can any real estate agent handle a short sale?
No.
And why is that?
Why is that? Because short sales are handled completely differently. Like I said, when you have a client that's selling a home that has profit in it, that has equity in the house, and they want to sell it and collect their equity, it's a different story. You're only dealing with one person, the homeowner. The homeowner makes all the decisions.
Right.
But not in a short sale. In a short sale, the homeowner makes no decisions. All the decisions are being made with the bank. Whatever the bank says goes. And sometimes they can be pretty ecstatic about the things that they need.
Right.
So you have to you don't have to worry about the homeowner. You have to worry about the banks, what they want. So it's a completely different thing than dealing with homeowners.
So your expertise has to be in communicating with the banks.
Because that's what I did before I became an agent. I was a negotiator for 6 years. That's all I did was talk to the banks.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I mean, in typical real estate, it's kind of like, well, how can we do professional photos?
Exactly.
So that doesn't have anything to do with
it has nothing to do with short sales. No. It has nothing to do with short sales. Yeah. You market it differently. The people who are interested in short sales are different kind of buyers. They're not, it's different. It's a different thing. You have to know the niche to know how to do it.
And obviously having that communication with banks is
a big plus. Yeah, it's a very, very big plus.
Very critical situation. Then you're helping the homeowner too to kind of help them transition through that process. So what other stories do you have short sale wise? Where do you see things are going right now?
Well, the way things are going right now, I mean, in Florida, it's going amazing. The market just keeps going up and up and up. Values keep going up and up and up. But honestly, I mean, there are people that are there's a lot of Lis Pendens out there. I mean, this county, it's public record. So anybody can go to any county website and check the Lis Pendens. There's a lot of Lis Pendens out there right now. And yes, some government-backed loans are not going to be pushing to foreclose right now, but not all loans are government-backed.
Right.
So there are private funders out there that will push to foreclose.
That makes sense. So if you don't have a Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac,
FHA,
VA or USDA loan,
Exactly.
you may be in trouble.
Yeah, if you have like a regular conventional loan, I just depends on who your lender is. Most conventional loans, they're privately lended. They're private lenders. So yeah, so I mean it's
So not everybody's immune from
no
forbearance, right?
no. If it's a private lender, they do have the right to foreclose, and they will.
Right.
Yeah, and in the state of Florida, once you get a Lis Pendens, it's if they do decide to push to foreclose, it happens very, very quick.
Boy, that's problematic.
Yeah.
So I mean, if you're starting to fall behind, and with all these forbearances starting to come to an end, and again, if you don't have a federally backed mortgage, that could be a challenge, right?
Yeah, that could be a challenge, and some people who do receive the Lis Pendenses, they just say, okay, what's going to happen now? You know, it's nothing, but no, it is something.
Now there's some. Now you need to.
You need to pay attention. Once you receive that Lis Pendens, you really need to pay attention. Either you need to work it out with them, and the other thing about the state of Florida is that the homeowners associations have a lot of power here.
Right.
They jump in front of the first lien holder and push to foreclose.
So they expedite a foreclosure.
If you're bad with your homeowners association and you're not working it out, you should work it out any way you can. Okay, pay it back, whatever, because they can foreclose.
Wow.
On the property. Yeah, for like maybe if you owe them like $5,000, they'll tack on another $10,000 in attorney fees. So now it's $15,000. Then you get mad. Then you say, no way, I'm not paying you that. They do a Lis Pendens, they foreclose, and they sell your house for $15,000.
That's crazy, and then you're homeless for that.
You're homeless, exactly. They have that power in this state. So some people, I mean, I sold a house that the guy was paying his payments on time. He had a VA loan. He was paying his payments on time, never missed a payment, but he had a problem with his homeowners association. He had a big problem. He didn't want to get along with them, this and that. He's like, I don't want to stay here. I want to sell the house. And we sold the house for him. We short sold it for him.
Because of the HOA.
Yeah.
So there's other variables to consider there.
Oh, yeah.
So let's just say that you're not sure that you have equity or not. The market's been going up crazy, and a lot of people think, well, I have a lot of equity. I could, I'm not sure if I could sell it or not. But if it becomes a short sale and they list the property with an agent that has no experience with short sales, could that prevent them from being successful in getting that short sale approved?
That's a very good point. Yes, it can. It absolutely can. If you don't know what you're doing, if you don't know the way to do it, you can. I mean, other agents, I've seen other agents handle short sales that have no experience handling short sales. Yes, I mean, it's a learning curve. Everybody can learn to do it.
Right.
But the thing is, it takes time. It takes a lot of time, and like I said, it's a different thing when you're not dealing with the homeowners and just buyer's agent. It's a different thing. It's a completely different thing. When you have to handle like the bank, you have to handle what if he has IRS liens, what if he has this, there's a lot of things that go on to a short sale. Yeah. Right. So if you don't know what you're doing, yeah, you could possibly mess it up. Yes.
That's good. So even if you think you have equity in your home, if your house is in foreclosure, it still makes sense to hire.
It's a distressed property.
Right.
Once Lis Pendens goes out to the property, that property instantly becomes distressed.
Well, if it's a short sale, who pays the real estate commission?
The bank does.
The bank does?
Yeah.
So it doesn't cost an owner anything to do a short
Zero
sale?
out of pocket. We absolutely guarantee that the client will not spend one penny out of pocket.
Oh, very good.
Yeah.
So if you're in financial stress, they don't have to worry about paying
Nothing.
you. Where a lot of times if they're paying an attorney and they're trying to defend
and then I have clients who have done that, who've paid attorneys and this and that, and attorneys, yes, attorneys can do a good job, yes, but they'll charge you for every single minute that they do a job for you.
Right.
So, I mean, we take over, we do have an attorney office that backs up the company that I work with Greenway Financial. They're the ones who negotiate all my short sales. Arlena, of course, you've met.
Right.
So yes, and I mean we have an attorney office backing that company up. So I mean we are good. All the documents get reviewed by attorneys, and yeah, everything's good.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Excellent. So you have a team behind you besides.
Absolutely. I could never do this by myself. No, I'm on the road too many days. Driving to St. Augustine to get a listing and come back. Yeah.
All over the state.
Yes, of course. Yeah, I have a great team backing me up, of course. Yeah.
Yeah, that's very good. So there's obviously a lot of benefits to a homeowner. to do a short sale as opposed to doing nothing.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Just even from the idea that it might be harder to rent from that point. Plus, you said the recovery period is much better. If someone does a short sale on their home, typically how long before they can start looking to refinancing or start to purchase another home?
When you have a short sale, honestly, I think it's like within 2 years or 3 years, you'll be able to buy another house.
It's subjective, but it's certainly a lot quicker than
a foreclosure, which is 7 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you're cutting off 5 years from being a renter potentially.
Exactly. But and even renters don't like seeing foreclosures on your credit when they're pulling your credit. So when they see that foreclosure, they're like, okay, is this guy gonna actually pay my rent or no?
Well, we had an agent just put their home for rent in our office, and they had over 100 inquiries.
Oh, I'm sure.
And obviously, if anybody showed that they had a foreclosure, they were automatically
disqualified, of course.
So
that's the thing, exactly. So if you're pulling all these people's credit and you're looking at, okay, this guy has a foreclosure and this guy doesn't, who are you going to give it to?
Well, the thing is, isn't everything transparent right now?
It kind of is, but it's still your property. It's your rent. Who are you going to give it to?
But if your house is foreclosed, it becomes public record, right?
It does.
So anybody can look in public records and they can see that foreclosure there.
Yeah.
So any landlord can see it, any employer can see it.
Yes.
They can look at your.
They won't judge you because of that. They can't. It'd be discriminatory to do that, but it's still there. I mean, yes, you want to trust. Okay, so the person went through a foreclosure. Obviously, it's not that big of a deal. It's not like he's a felon or something,
right?
You know. So the person went through a foreclosure. Yes, you want to trust them, but there's just so much out there today. Like you said, one person puts it for rent, 100 people show up.
Right.
Okay. Out of those 100 people, if one of them has a foreclosure, you're not going to choose that person.
Right.
Yeah, that's the problem.
Right.
And even with employees, even with employers, you know, okay, how many people showed up for the job? Okay, let's see their records. This one has this one has this guy has a foreclosure. I'll take this guy. You know, it does have an effect.
Right. Yeah, makes sense. So would you say it's true that bad things happen to good people?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. And all of my clients are just amazing people. It's just, you get into a situation where it's like quicksand. No matter how hard you try to get out, the more you sink in. Okay, until you reach out and you say, okay, you know what, I can't do this, let's just reach out for help. You know, and once they do, man, I'm telling you, you will be relieved like there's no tomorrow. Once we take over.
To have that relief.
Yes. Well, you don't have to worry about it. Bank calls don't pick up.
Yeah.
Okay, and if you accidentally pick up, just tell them, talk to Arlena.
Yeah.
And hang up. You have nothing to do with this anymore. You just live there until the house is sold.
So once they hire you to represent them to handle the short sale, I mean, that's just it. You're helping them with that process. So
exactly.
They can defer all the bank information.
Everything goes to us. Yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
So that just takes a lot of pressure off.
That takes pressure completely off them. They know we're handling it. They know we're on top of it. They know they're not going to receive any more mail from the bank, you know, saying, where's our money? Where's our money? Where's our money? We're going to foreclose. We're going to do this, threats, this, that. And banks are becoming really aggressive, yeah, about their money. So yeah, we take over and yeah, everything gets resolved.
Excellent. I hope that information was helpful to you. And if it was, please hit the like button and certainly hit the subscribe button, as we want to be a resource to help you. We share opportunities for buyers on short sales that we have throughout the state of Florida on our YouTube channel. And if you are a seller facing foreclosure, I'm going to leave Arno's information below this video. So feel free to reach out to him directly. If I can be of any help to you, certainly feel free to contact me. Thank you for your time today. I wish you well. Bye.